Hey guys, it's Mr. E, and today I got another video for you. We'll be looking at the Paladin, so check this out. Alright guys, so here's the Paladin, and first thing I thought I would do is show off the Justiciar's set. The Justiciar's set focuses a lot on the shields that spin around your body. By wearing this set, you get Lightning Fury can strike a single target multiple times and deal 50% more damage. Well, the cool thing about it is there's multiple pieces, but I decided to put together a setup, an easy setup for those who are just starting out. This focuses around crit, and it wears 3 pieces of the set. It also uses 2 pieces of the Zeus's set, and it uses a rainbow, which is pretty easy to make. I do believe that this is a pretty well thought out setup, and I think that you guys might like it. It focuses also around protein shake, which gets a lot of strength, especially when you proc it, you get a 50% more strength. I use Azurath for the attack speed. It's not half bad for a one-handed weapon. This is my skill set. You can see that the stats aren't perfect by any means. I just kind of threw this together for the video. You can roll better stats on your gear as you progress. I decided to go with up to hero level 60, and this is how I plugged in the stats. I'm not using a merc, that way there's no benefit to having a merc, because some of you won't even have a merc for a little while. Let's go ahead and test out the damage. For just a thrown together setup, this is not half bad whatsoever. It's very good for a starting player who is just looking to find a build that works for them. It's not too expensive, and it'll do the job. Alright, so let's look at a build that focuses around a little bit more damage. I decided to go ahead and throw some chase on. I have Cocoon of the Berserker, focuses a lot around crit rate and elemental damage. We have Ward of Blood, has a bunch of crit rate, a bunch of crit damage. We have Predator Savagery, a lot more crit rate, a lot more crit damage. Arena Masters, Gilded Marchers, more crit rate, all talents, really nice. Commander's Sash, gotta go for the crit rate and the crit damage. Giant's Band of Strength for the extra percent strength and for the 20% chance to turn even more strength. Protein Shake for the strength. Benetti's Rapier for the attack speed bonus that comes with Benetti's defense. Calyx Fury, gotta go with that for the attack speed. Sheep King's Crown, basically just using it for the strength percent because it's really high, the attack speed, and the all stats and whatnot. And then Torch of Shadows, because it's just that good. So all that element, all the all stats, its bonus perk actually procs quite often and does a lot of damage. I went ahead and plugged in more into the tree because why not? We're going to go for the highest damage we can possible. And just to show you, I am going to go ahead and put the merc on. The merc is going to be wearing a Shroud of Elements and a Koga, with the Koga rolling Flash Fire. That way I get more attack speed. Sheep's King Crown doesn't really matter, so let's go ahead and take that off. I was just there just for the hell of it. Alright, testing the damage. Alright, so this next build focuses around damage, but at the same time we're going to go ahead and go for a crit and a block build. So this is going to be a max block using Iron Giant at 150%. At 115%, you'll get that 75% block, assuming that you didn't already get a bonus block roll on Iron Giant, which could actually roll quite high if you happen to find one. It's going to focus around using the 2-piece sheep set as well. It's going to focus on Torch of Shadows. It's going to have a Calyx Fury. I decided to go with a Breath of the Dying for attack speed. I just happened to roll a Pentaslash on this one, and I just went with it. You guys could try whatever you want, Mark Target or Flash Fire, whatever works best for you. I went ahead and put Breach Gauntlets on for the crit rate. I went ahead and put Praetorian Blood on with a bonus block roll, and a Justiciar's Sash with a block, and Boots with a block. I also rolled them to 101%, that way it gets an extra block. And then Absence of Constraint allows me to wear a 2-piece set without having to wear the full setup in order to get the set bonus. And I put 2 Rexes into that just to get a little extra block. And with the extra 5% I put into the skill tree under the hero levels, it allows me to hit 100%. Currently at a pretty decent damage reduction, and this is the setup I used. I also kind of factored that this was a easier to put together build. I didn't want to go way too expensive, so I only had 1 chase. And obviously, Shroud of Elements with the Koga is going to be on my Merc. Let's test the damage. So now that we've tested out the shields, let's go ahead and switch over to trying out hammers. The Paladin has a hammer build, and that set is called Thor's Thunder Hammer. And the Thor's Thunder Hammer setup that I put together right here is pretty easy to put together for a newer player. It might take a little bit of time to get some of the pieces, but it's not too bad. And the setup allows you to throw 2 hammers instead of 1 whenever you're throwing them out. I went ahead and put Mark Target on my sword. I'm using a bottle of sake for the crit rate, Commander's Sash for the crit rate, and a Lucky Loop for the crit rate. I decided to put Darkhide Boots with Lightning Roll, and it has a decent amount of crit damage in all stats, and well, I went with it. Mirage is a rune word. It's a little bit harder to make, but it's really nice and allows you to have a chance to cast 2 times, so that's 2 times the hammers on top of the set that allows you to throw 2 instead of 1. Stickman Steve set, for obvious reasons, Stickman is super amazing and its set has a lot of crit. Its set allows you to throw out 7 Stickmans if you're lucky, and they'll run around the room and kill mobs and attack a boss all at once. It's really nice. This is the setup I went with. Life Overflowing, Thunder Hammer, Holy Hammer. Yeah, you get the gist of it. Stats aren't perfect, but that's why you play the game, right? You try to get your gear perfect. I went ahead and capped it off at hero level 60 again, so you guys can have something more realistic. Alright, let's test the damage. So to get a max block cap on the same exact build, all you have to do is replace the shield with an Iron Giant, which I rolled mine to 115% just to get the block to 100 or 75%, sorry. I also made sure that I got a block on a couple other pieces like the Commander's Sash, and I got block on the potion as well, the Praetorian Blood. I also happen to have 2 pieces of the Stickman set that has block percent on it as well. You can find the other pieces such as your set or maybe the boots or the ring with block. I just happened to go with the first thing that I came across, which happened to be the stickman pieces. Rolling them to 101% gave me 1% extra block. So with all that, it's 100% block. There is also the option to plug in 5% block into your hero levels, and you can take the block off of your gear if you would like. I just decided to go with what was on my gear, and I put into 10% armor because 10% armor goes a long way. So testing out the damage with 100% block. And this is also with Praetorian Blood on, so you get a little bit more damage reduction, especially when you proc the potion. Alright guys, well this next build is an insane build that allows you to have 100% block and you do some crazy insane damage. So first off, we need Riftmaster's Dirge. We want it for the Phantasm, which gives attack speed. It comes with Pentaslash, and then we rolled Mark Target. The weapon itself is just insane, and it's very hard to come by. Thunder Guardian's Plate. We chose this for the lightning damage, its overall attack speed, and the lightning break allows us to break through armor with lightning. We're using the Stickman Steve setup, and we're going to be using a Sheep King's Crown. That way we get the strength and the all stats and all those good things. Went ahead and had block on our Stickman Steves from the last build. Going with Iron Giant Shield, obviously for the block, but if you could, you'd want to go with King's Tower Shield. It's slightly better and it's way more expensive. Going with the Commander Sash with the block roll for the crit rate. Went ahead and put a Rex into it, that way we get some more block. Predator Savagery for the crit. Iron Band of Strength for the extra strength. On top of that, it got a bonus strength roll, so if you find one of those, GG. Arena Masters, you know why, because crit rate and all those good things. Protein Shake for the strength. We also put another Rex into it. Same old, using a Koga and a Shroud of Elements on the Merc. Got 100% block using the same hammer build. We're almost at 100k reduction. You can actually boost this if you wanted by taking off the Protein Shake and putting Praetorian back on with block roll, obviously. And by doing that, you can boost it quite a bit. Then if you pop it, you'll see it goes even higher. So if you're looking for damage reduction while still using this build, feel free to plug in the Praetorian Blood. But for the sake of damage, we're going to put the Protein Shake back on. This is the build that I was running on the skill tree for the hero levels. Oversized ×3 is such a huge difference for the hammers and for the stickman. So I tested it, it does more damage. You guys can run your own build and test it, but for me, oversized ×3 is best. Seems kind of crazy, doesn't it? This is with 100% block. Alright, for this last build, we're going to go complete damage. Is it the safest build? No. Does it do the most damage though? Hell yes it does. Ward of Blood, super expensive shield, but has a ton of crit. That's why we went with it. Crit Strike, giving way more crit damage. Same ring. This one just happens to be a little bit less damage than the last one. Protein Shake for strength. Same Merc, same everything else. You can see the damage reduction's way lower. The block isn't maxed, but the crit is at max. What we could do though, and might as well, is reroll the talents real quick and take the extra crit out that we had. Throw that, oops, I did not mean to do that. Reset that. So let's go ahead and plug that back in. And instead of crit, we're going to go ahead and go with attack speed. And then fill out the rest the way we did before. Alright, that's better. Instead of 110%, 102. Is there a reason to go over 100%? No. No, there's not. 100% is max. Alright, you ready for this? So with this build, it seems like it averages around 120 to 140 billion damage. Is it safe? Not really. I went into the wormholes and tested it. Unless you can manage to go without taking a hit, it's not that safe. You can get one tapped, but the damage is extremely high. It's safe enough to run through normal Hell 5 and most of the tower stuff. If you're trying wormholes though, make sure that you're keeping it safe. I was testing at wormhole 1000 plus. I'm sure you can run through some lower wormholes, but anything over 1000 starts to get super sketchy. Just keep in mind it's more of a soft core build and less of a hardcore build. If you're gonna go hardcore, definitely go with the blocked version. And there you have it, guys. This is the Paladin, and this class is insanely fun. I recommend it, and I hope you guys like this video. Thank you guys so much. Slam the subscribe button if you guys want to see more. Tell me in the comments below what you want to see next, and make sure you guys tune in to my live streams on twitch.tv/equinoxide if you guys have questions. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.